So it's been almost a year since my happy birthday hair video. I did it this past February. And ever since the video's gone up, I've gotten countless emails about my hats. Do I still make them? Do I sell them? Will I make one for you? Can I do a tutorial? So I finally got around to making one. I spent 2 hours this weekend making this hat, and I videotaped the whole thing, of course. And then I realized editing 2 hours of me crocheting is like the most boring thing ever. And it's impossible to do in like a 10-minute form. So I figured, since technically a cloche is just a beanie with this little brim on it, I could just skip the whole me making the beanie part because it's super boring. So if you don't know how to make a beanie, check the video description and I'm gonna put a link to how to make a beanie. My video basically starts off when you've got this much of a beanie. Let me show you how to add the lip. So I hope that you like it, and please don't ask me where that link is, because it's right there in the video description. Right there. Okay. So as you can see, it's right now on its way to just being like a regular beanie. Let's see if I put it on. You can see that I've got right down to my forehead, and this is actually where we're gonna start making the portion of it that's gonna actually be like the little brim that's gonna make it a cloche. So what I'm gonna do is, I already did my slip stitch to start like the next row, and you can use like a safety pin or something to kind of mark where you want it to start, but I always keep this section where like each row starts in the back. So if we keep that in the back, let's say we want to go to about right here in the middle is where the cloche part is going to start. So that means when we get to this side over here is where we're going to turn around and go back. Okay, so I just finished crocheting one row from the back of the hat to the front. And I didn't go all the way around. I stopped as soon as I got to the middle, and this is actually where the little brim of our hat is gonna happen. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna slip stitch. And then you're gonna actually, now you're not gonna chain this time. You know, usually we chain one. We're actually just gonna slip stitch, and then we're just gonna go back. So. Okay, and if you can see here, it's starting to, it's just gonna kind of like, what's the word? It's just growing this direction. So we're just gonna grow this bill and keep coming back to this little point, and we're gonna grow it every time so that this grows a little bit. So now we're back to the front of the hat. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna slip stitch, and now we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And when we come back, we're gonna do our crochets on that chain so that it starts to grow. And here's another example. Here's another hat that I did. See how it grows. Oh, sorry. See how it grows here? That's because we chained 3, and now when we come back, we're gonna crochet on top of that. So that's what a finished one looks like. So now we just chained 3, And now you're just gonna go back. And as you can see, it's starting to curl. It's up to you if you want to do that little chain, or you want to do the chain 3 on both sides or only on one side. I am going to do them on both sides so that you can wear it either direction. Let's see here. Let's go on that side and go on this side. Okay, so like I said before, every single time you get to one of these ends, you're gonna chain 3 and go back. And then when you get to this side, which is where I chained the 3, you're gonna crochet into that little loop the same way we did when we first started. And that's what's gonna grow this and give it that little lip in the front. Let's see what we have so far. It's like really small right now, but you can kind of see it's starting to get there. And this is up to you how much you want to do it. If you want it to be a big one, you can have it like swoop really far down, which actually might be kind of cool, so I might do that. It's really up to you. So I'm actually not going to chain 3 on the other end because I just want one side to swoop. On this hat that I did a while ago, it does it on both sides. This is that 3 chain I'm talking about. And I'm actually gonna make this hat have like a really big, I mean, you can call it a bill, you can call it a brim, you can call it a lip, whatever you want. I want mine to be kind of pronounced. So, yeah, so just keep going back and forth. And if you want it to be more pronounced, every single time you get to this edge is when you're gonna add more and more chains, and that's what's gonna make this side bigger. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so now I'm at the other end of my hat where I have the little 3 chain that I made. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to crochet into that little chain. Let me scoot up here. So I'm gonna crochet into that little chain that I made. Depending on how loose or how tight your stitches are, you might get more or less on that little area. So let's see how many I can get. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 6 just to make it even. 5, 6. Okay. So now that I got 6, I'm gonna slip stitch. Okay. Turn around and see how it's got like a little curve here. Okay, now depending on if you want to make this even bigger, this is where you decide if you want to chain or you just want to keep going back. If you chain, it's gonna grow this little lip even more. So I want to, I'm gonna chain like 3. Maybe I'm only gonna do 2 because I felt like 3 was kind of a little bit much. If you see, there's like a huge gap there, so I don't want mine to be that big of a gap. So now all you're gonna do is just crochet back the other direction. Okay, this is what I have so far. So maybe my lip is gonna be a little too big, but I mean, it's up to you guys, because you can actually go like this. You can actually go like this, pull it way down, or kind of curl it up. It's up to you. But I'm gonna go back and do like 1 more row. So mine's gonna be huge. But yeah, look, we're almost done. And it only took me about 2 hours.